Hello and welcome to Basement Fodder, the only show whose hosts finish out 2015 by stealing a sweet roll.
It's mine, baby. It's mine.
I'm Todd.
I'm Dave.
Welcome to the very last show of a long and illustrious year for us. 2015.
Is it the last one?
I would say it's the last show of the year.
No.
Unless you count New Year. New Year's is really the first show of 2016.
Is it? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
it's like, I think it's like half and half usually. It's like half last show, half
It is, but
show.
I assume that when we were recording it, it will probably already be after midnight.
Probably.
Or we would be recording it during the whole up to midnight.
We'll be so drunk we'll forget to do it till like 3 in the morning the next
Oh,
day.
shit.
Shit, fuck.
All
Alright, this is the last sober show of 2015.
Yeah, speaking of sober, man, the Christmas show.
Yeah.
That was like, the Christmas show this year was not like, we're all drunk. It was like, I'm really drunk. You guys are tipsy. Like, it was the, let's talk about anything but actually pretending to remember that we're doing a show.
Because I had to work the next day. Which sucked.
That does suck.
But the New Year's show, I do not.
Absolutely fucking hammered. But no ill effects because I don't really usually get hangovers. I mean, it's like, it's very rare occasion I might get one, but I hope everybody enjoyed it. Everybody who's talked to me so far has been entertained at least.
I enjoyed it.
So, this is actually technically the second show of the week since we did the Christmas show earlier, like last weekend, but it posted on Wednesday as usual.
Yeah.
So, bonus last show of the year sort of a thing. Technically, the Christmas show is a bonus since it doesn't have a number, and this does.
Yeah.
So, we just finished watching the Slammy Awards version of Raw, and good God, it's fucking terrible.
It should have been called the Shitties.
Yes, the shitty and the pantsies. The shit the betties. Like, was fucking extremely boring. We fast forwarded through almost every single match except for I think 2. Which was like, I watched the Divas match, so I didn't think you were paying attention to it all.
No, I wasn't.
But it was decent. It was Becky Lynch and Brie Bella, which was a pretty good match. It was clean, totally clean match, and Becky won with a fucking...
without Charlotte doing some dirty shit?
Yeah, she won with that stump puller type submission that she does, annihilate her or something like that. And the main event, which was Dean Ambrose versus Sheamus in a steel cage, non-title.
Yeah.
Which was a hell of a match, actually. But it wasn't. It couldn't save that show, though.
It got brought on because of the whole, like, Stephanie was all happy, and then Roman Reigns shows up and pisses her off to the point that she has a fucking meltdown and shit.
Mm-hmm. After he fucking Superman punched her father last week and won the title away from Sheamus.
Yeah.
So.
And then basically proceeds to laugh at her, turn his back on her, make her pissed off, all kinds of shit.
She had a very good nuclear meltdown. That was pretty cool. Like, she was fucking belligerently pissed and all that. And she was awesome or whatever. And then the boring began, and the boring went on for 2.5 hours.
Like, the categories they have for the Slammies now are so fucking weird.
They're so bass-ackwards and stupid and whatever.
Yeah. But
instead of going into, like, huge detail like we normally would on a Raw or a pay-per-view, I'm just going to read through what the Slammy Award categories were and their winners.
Yeah.
So... and start from the bottom and go up. The best original WWE Network show was the Stone Cold Podcast, which I would say like Breaking Ground had a good stake in that. But the Stone Cold Podcast is fucking awesome.
It is.
The Tell Me You Did Not Just Say That moment of the year, Booker's old category. Brock Lesnar coined Suplex City at WrestleMania. It has been kind of a pop culture-y thing in the world of wrestling this year. The Suplex City bitch. Celebrity Moment of the Year, Stephen Amell dives into Stardust at SummerSlam.
Yes,
absolutely.
Which I know Stephen Amell had been posting. He really wanted to win that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Too bad they didn't get to like have him on the show or something. That would have been cool.
Their shooting schedule, I understand. But yeah, it would have been sweet. I know he would have loved it. He'll probably do something on his Facebook. Where
probably.
A huge thank you to everybody.
Hashtag of the year. Hashtag Suplex City. Shocker.
Yeah, that shit's stupid.
The Hero in All of Us award. Now, this is kind of a weird one. This is the one that they give to a superstar for like doing charity work and stuff, and they don't really talk out loud about a lot of the charity work generally. It's not a promoted thing.
Yeah.
It's a very good category, and all the people totally deserved it. And John Cena won, but really, they all should have won.
Yeah.
Because all those guys do tireless work.
And John wasn't there, though.
And John wasn't there, unfortunately. That was a trend of the night right there.
Yeah, it was like, oh, look.
All the big winners like that were kind of, big star moments and things that nothing.
There, yeah. So,
Best John Cena U.S. Open Challenge was the John Cena versus Cesaro Raw July 6th, which was fucking excellent.
Yeah.
Surprised return of the year, Sting returns posing a Seth Rollins statue and attacks Rollins on Raw. Extreme moment of the year, Roman Reigns levels the League of Nations and Triple H at TLC, which just happened, and that was great.
Yep.
The OMG shocking moment of the year, Kalisto's Salida del Sol through the ladder at TLC,
Which
also
deserved,
fucking awesome and totally deserved it.
Definitely, man.
LOL moment of the year, R-Truth misunderstands his status, which basically it was like when they were doing Money in the Bank, R-Truth came out and was cutting a promo, and Kane was like, motherfucker, you're not even in this match, and they were just making fun of R-Truth because they've got to bury him as much as humanly possible beneath the earth, and, you know, fucking whatever, and I have some other things to say about R-Truth that I'm just going to fucking keep back right now because it's not cool.
Yeah.
At some point in the evening, they had him present an award. I think it was the Diva.
It was the Divas one.
And they immediately, of course, because it just happened, parodied that fucking Steve Harvey, you know,
Oops.
Miss Universe shit or whatever.
You were the runner-up. I meant to say this person.
And the crowd collectively went, ugh.
Because it was like the runner-up was Paige. Mm. And then when he told her, she flipped her shit. And he was like, the real winner is Nikki Bella.
And then Nikki Bella came out nude.
Damn near. Okay, so she shows up in this like full like lace outfit, like that was like a full legs, sleeves, you know, turtleneck, but it was all see through, and you could see her bra and her underwear under.
She had boy shorts on too.
And then she had like this whole like, we as a female did an amazing thing, and like her and Paige were hugging and shit like that. Weird. It was really like. All right.
Fucking strange.
Kayfabe moment.
I'm going to tell you what, though. I'm not generally a big Nikki Bella fan or anything like that, but that outfit was fucking banging.
Mm-hmm.
That was the highlight of the night. Right
that was good. That was my OMG moment.
Yeah, that was my OMG shocking moment.
Yeah.
That was the boner moment of the year. Mm-hmm. All right, the This Is Awesome moment of the year. The Rock and Ronda Rousey confront the Authority at WrestleMania. That was a lot of fun. Of course, The Rock was not there, and neither was Ronda Rousey. You morons. Of course, they weren't there. Like, the crowd seemed to be surprised by this for some reason.
Yeah.
What? The Rock isn't here?
And then The Miz accepted it.
Yeah, it's because he's The Miz, and he's awful.
Yeah.
Let's see. Double cross of the year. Damien Mizdow eliminates The Miz from the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania.
Loved it.
I bet Damien Sandow hates Hulk Hogan so much right now. Because that whole Hogan scandal just killed any of that push that he was starting to get as the fucking Macho Mizdow and shit, and him and fucking Curtis Axel as the Mega Powers and shit. Yeah. That was getting over. They were actually getting on TV, and then Hogan had to fucking go and say horrible things about black people and shit. Just fuck their careers all to hell. It's unfortunate, and Hogan's a moron for saying that shit in the first place. But we talked about that before.
Yeah. But I think he's so good they can give him another gimmick.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah. Match of the year, Undertaker versus Lesnar in Hell in a Cell. I kind of think that the other Hell in a Cell match was better.
Yeah.
But this one, I suppose, meant more in a way.
Yeah.
So I get it. Breakout Star of the Year, Neville, totally deserved. Neville's fucking awesome. Tag Team of the Year, Usos. I'm surprised the New Day didn't get this, because they have really been the dominant tag team of the year. Of course, it's fan voting, and it kind of tells you, the fans not giving a fuck about New Day currently.
Yeah.
Rivalry of the Year, Taker and Lesnar, and that's no shock there.
Yeah.
Diva of the Year, Nikki Bella, which we already talked about. And the Superstar of the Year, who came out to accept the award on crutches, Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
That means that he's missed, is all I can tell you. They probably wanted that to be Roman Reigns really badly, because it was last year, and people shit all over it because they felt like it was rigged or whatever.
Yeah.
But Rollins is fucking assholeish or whatever. He's good.
He's
really good.
Yeah, man. They had one of the best him and Randy Orton at WrestleMania had one of the best OMG moments. Where it was fucking Randy did that fucking amazing RKO.
I remember us going apeshit over it at the WrestleMania review show.
It was ridiculous, but it was great. But it was good to see him out, and he basically put everybody on notice. I
will be back.
I will be back. I didn't lose my title, and I'm gonna take it back from whoever it is. And of course, when Brock won. Match of the year, Heyman came out. And,
that was pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, it was cool, but they were all like, oh, where's Brock? And it was yeah, it's not happening. He doesn't accept awards. He just
Yeah, I like the way. Actually, like the promo that Heyman cut. He's like, I know all you people would want Brock Lesnar to come here and accept an award, but Brock Lesnar does not leave the house to accept awards. He leaves the house to fight.
Yeah, to beat the shit out of him.
This is not like Brock Lesnar going to be out here in a fucking tuxedo with a slammy in his hand. Yeah. Fuck you, this is Brock Lesnar. He crushed that slammy and fucking make it into a fucking burger and eat it. Like, this is not fucking happening, you know. So it was a terrible show. I can't say anything about it that was really very positive.
The best match was the last match, which is Dean Ambrose and Sheamus in a cage match. Mm-hmm. It started out exactly how we knew it would start out. Sheamus came out first, Dean Ambrose came out, and then got jumped by the League of Nations. They beat the shit out of him. Mm-hmm. He got bro kicked immediately. They threw him in there, locked him in there. Sheamus beat the shit out of him for a good portion of the match. And then, he came back. He's Dean.
Yeah.
He came back and beat the shit out of him. Went to climb out of the ring. Both Rusev and Alberto Del Rio climbed up the cage and, basically wouldn't let him out. So he jumps off the top of the cage and elbow drops a standing Sheamus.
Yeah.
And that was awesome.
Which was pretty sweet.
Then he tries to climb out of the cage, or not climb out of the cage, but go out of the door. And Barrett comes and basically slams the cage door into his head. Then next thing you know, out of the crowd comes Roman, spears Barrett. Then Superman punches Rusev and beats the shit out of Alberto Del Rio with a chair. Basically annihilates the entire League of Nations. Dean and Sheamus go back at it. They both climb up over the cage. It looks like they're about to get out. They threw the chair in.
Yeah.
And Dean beat the crap out of him with the chair. Mm-hmm. Did the dirty deeds. Then they climb up. And it was like they're slowly climbing up and beating the crap out of each other at the same time. They get over, they're beating the crap out of each other. They start going down and they're beating the shit out of each other. And you could tell at the start of it, you could tell Dean had a plan because he was like, hit me, come on, hit me. Like, beat the crap out of me and stuff. Mm-hmm. And they're hanging there. And, Sheamus hits him and he falls off and he touches first and wins. Fucking Sheamus loses his shit, drops down, goes to do something, gets speared immediately by
right out of his boots,
just right out of it, man. I love how he takes a spear from Reigns. It looks good, and that was the match. Here's
the thing about it. It was a good match. It was a very good match, but I was so bogged down by the shit of the rest of the show that I just really could not get into it.
I know. Well, I mean, it's a really one-sided match because it was it's good because Dean sells the shit out of it. Mm-hmm. Those throws against the cage wouldn't have looked like shit had Dean not sold the crap out.
It's true. I just, like I said, the rest of the show had just beat me down so fucking far. I couldn't give a shit.
These matches were all rehash matches. It was the Usos have to take on New Day, all three of them in a handicap match.
I haven't seen that 15 times.
Yeah, it's isn't that a regular match?
Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens, haven't seen that multiple times. Just every fucking thing, the Wyatts and the Dudleys with fucking Kane for some fucking stupid reason.
And it wasn't Tommy Dreamer that it was out; it was Rhino wasn't there.
Yeah,
which was stupid. And
of course, they lost again. So who gives a shit about any of this?
Neville versus Rusev with the fucking.
That was a good match.
That was a good match, but it ended how we knew it was going to end.
Yeah, he got destroyed.
So
did Jack Swagger when he had his rematch against fucking.
It's basically they're doing this thing where they're, the League of Nations is, destroying all these people, and it's going to happen where I think it's going to be Swagger, Neville, what's his face? Ryback, and probably somebody else.
The funny thing is, Cena's coming back on Monday.
I can see it being Cena.
It may well end up being Cena leading a group of fucking second-tier guys, essentially.
Yeah. To beat the crap out of the League of Nations, which I could see it because then that leaves Roman open to deal with somebody else, somebody who's actually worthy of a title shot.
I'm gonna be honest, the only rise of real fucking pissed off bullshit that I felt through the entire thing was when that Dudley's match happened.
Because that was crap.
Because it's such fucking stupid shenanigans. It's why is this fucking match happening? Why is this feud still going on? The Dudleys have lost every motherfucking match.
And then they're combining it with like the rivalry they had with Kane and Undertaker, but it's just Kane, and then they still lose, even though they have the size. And it's like, what are you doing? Them beating the shit out of these guys is not putting them over. It's not selling. It's just like... You've got
drizzling shits.
And this is the problem. You got two very different stables now that are fucking just decimating. Actually, you got technically three. Because you've got New Day.
Oh, God.
You got New Day, the Wyatt family, and the League of Nations, which are pretty much just running rampant, beating the crap out of whoever they want.
Yeah, just roughshod everywhere.
And it's just like... There's no end in sight. You don't see a victory coming. And it's because there's just not... enough talent. There really isn't.
Yeah, there isn't. And I don't know, man. They're just going to have to do something interesting here coming up soon, or my fucks are fading. I'm telling you what.
I'm like, how are you guys having a Rumble and other matches? Like,
yeah, no shit.
It's going to be rough.
But, I mean, I'm sorry, that's all I've got for wrestling tonight, because it was just a shit show, and I don't care right now. I fucking do not care right now about it. It's just so annoying to see the same fucking thing week after week after week. This is the world of no competition. But anyway, let's talk about positive things.
All right.
This is the end of the year show. Like, I thought about, like, should we do, like, a year in review thing or something like that? But, I don't really want to do that. What I'd like to do is talk about upcoming projects from people that we are fans of, and then also just a couple of news stories and some Kickstarter action, things like that.
Things that are progressing.
Good things.
Good things.
Positive things. All of you guys know that we made the announcement on the website or on the Facebook that we are not going forward creating our own network right now. We're going to stay a production company doing both of our shows and the other shows that we plan at some point in the future. But logistically, having our own network is just something that is not in the cards right now.
It's just too much right now for what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
I figure once, down the line we get things settled, we can talk about that.
We can talk about it again.
But, we'll see.
We have been talking with several different networks, and I'm not going to make an announcement yet, but plans are pretty much in motion, and we have found a home. Yeah. And we're very excited about it, and so is the other party. And by the first show of the year, I'm sure we'll be able to make the announcement about it. Yeah. So it's very exciting times. Woo! So the first thing I'd like to talk about is our good friend who's been on the show before, and just an all-around awesome guy, an amazingly talented writer, Eric Pilecki, has a new book coming out, and it's not coming out actually until March, I believe. Yeah. But you can pre-order it now, both on Comixology and through Diamond Distributors. Yes. It's called Fake Empire, and he is the writer, the sole writer, and the artist is Vinny Rico.
Now, we've seen some of this
we did.
Before. We were lucky enough that we got
a few months
to see
ago.
Some of this.
Yeah, at a convention we got to see some of it.
This is something we've been excited about since we saw it. Like, this is one that he showed us that we were like, yes, keep us in the loop. We want to know when this comes out, because I'm very interested in this story. Now,
I'm just going to read you guys the Comixology description, because it's the easiest way to explain it, I would say. Fairies have always existed in secret, without a kingdom of their own, living side by side with humankind. But when one of his own children is murdered, King Oberon asks his surviving daughters, newly minted NYPD detective Charlie and wingless black sheep Lucy, to find her killer amongst the citizenry of New York. As Charlie and Lucy delve deeper into the mystery, they begin to discover the extraordinary measures their father has taken, some clever, some desperate, to keep their entire people hidden in an increasingly treacherous world. For Charlie and Lucy, unmasking their sister's executioner will mean confronting their own blood-drenched legacy. The artwork that we saw for this blew my mind.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And just the cover art is gorgeous. The cover is done by Scenic Grace, but it's absolutely fucking beautiful. If you want to check it out on Comixology, you can go to pull-list.comixology.com and look up Fake Empire. You can put it on the pull list. I think, like I said, it comes out in March the 30th, it looks like. Trade paperback format for $14.99. You can also go to the Diamond Distributor website. Oh, pardon me. And you can use the code, for pre-order, Jan161563. You can also find out all that information if you go to Eric's Facebook page or his Twitter account, which is, I believe, @ePilecki. So the huge amount of goodwill towards Eric and his projects. We love him. I actually included Red Angel Dragnet as one of my top 5 books of the year.
Yes.
On the episode of the year in review episode that we did for Geek Dig.
It is amazing.
It is, absolutely.
Now, keeping in with the fairy aspect, I'm going to bring up the thing I'd like to get you guys to go, because it's a Kickstarter that's going to be ending here in the next 7 days. It's called The Fairy Ring. It is a campaign expansion for both Pathfinder and 5th edition D&D. Now, it's done by a guy named Scott Gable. Basically, for any of you guys who've been fans of the Fae world, whether it be Changeling or something of Eric's book, been really interested in that. D&D sometimes has a decent amount on it, but there's never been something super extensive. Nothing like the Changeling books. Well, Scott and his people basically did a lot of heavy research. This is a pretty extensive thing. It will be... Let me see what it is. The book, I think, is supposed to have 10 chapters, and each chapter is based around a specific Fey Lord. And each chapter will also introduce a playable character race, worlds, underlings, magic items, all kinds of stuff. It's super extensive. Fey Pantheon, different pocket worlds, magic. There is actually going to be a PDF that you can get that's devoted entirely to Fey magic. There's the campaign setting book for GMs, and then there's also going to be a player's guide for the players. The artwork looks amazing. If you guys go to the Kickstarter, he's got a video where he talks about it. It's only about a minute long, so it's nothing too hateful to sit through. There's a lot of they show some of the artwork. They talk about what it is. If you look at the goals, the backer pledges and stuff, there are a lot of practical stuff. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of different combos of PDF forms of it, or paper, hardbacks. The campaign will be hardback, and the player guide will be softback, and then the magic, if you get the magic one, that'll be in PDF. But there's a lot of different combinations. There's ability to do play testing. There's the ability to help create them, create new things, or have their illustrators do complete custom prints of your character.
Right.
A lot of different stuff that's really cool. So if this is something that you guys, as tabletop gamers of both Pathfinder and 5th edition, I know 5th edition's been out for a little bit, but I also know some people haven't really, gone into it. If this is something you guys think you would love to do, I say, definitely check it out. Like I said, there's only about 7 days left. They're just a little over halfway on their goal. So they could definitely, use the help.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a rough way to go with 6 days to go.
Yeah, 6 days. But definitely check it out and contribute to it if it's something you really want. I would definitely love to have this. I always like the Fae aspect, especially in a sword and sorcery world, because it's, the tricksters and the subterfuge, all the, hidden aspects of the world, under the world. It's definitely something I love. And I think you guys would love it too. Definitely give it a chance and help them out, especially for gaming and just, to get something different out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kickstarter, I want to just drop in a congratulations to JR. He did have his Light Earth #1 Kickstarter has gone through and been fully funded and met, I believe, 4 stretch goals.
Yeah.
So that's absolutely excellent. Everybody, we're super happy for him, and I can't wait to actually get the issue in my hands and look for, inside the issue, a full-page advertisement for the Basement of Doom Productions.
Woo! Woo woo!
Which was put together through many trial and error by not Dave for us. So I appreciate that very much. Now, speaking of other things that are worth looking into right now, this one's kind of a different situation, but Artist Don Perlin, who's a classic artist from the Silver Age, working on titles like Defenders and Transformers. Very beautiful artist from an era gone by. He's an older fellow now. I think what they said, 86 years old. Yeah. He right now is going through some medical trouble. He had surgery to stop bleeding in his head. And he's looking for some help to cover the cost of rehabilitation for him and his family. There's a GoFundMe campaign right now set up to benefit him with a goal of raising $15,000. I would really, recommend helping them out, and also considering donating to the Hero Initiative, which is a charitable organization created to help comic artists and writers of a bygone era that did not live in the time where there was insurance, and
think of all
pensions
those,
and things like that.
Think of all those like golden age, comics that you love. Those guys.
The guys that paved the way for the, everybody that's doing it right now in the big two.
Everybody's Stanley and has like...
Yeah, that's the thing. And, guys like Siegel and Schuster that created Superman, those guys both kind of died broke, essentially, and basically got a pittance and nothing for creating the most iconic character in the history of comics.
Yeah.
And they're only one prominent story of many, many other artists and writers like Bill Finger and so many others that just have not gotten the credit they deserve for one, or the monetary what's the word I'm looking for? The monetary allowance that they should have gotten for what they've done too. And being that unfortunately they had to remove a piece of his skull the size of a credit card and put in a titanium plate. Yeah. And he's in rehab right now, which his Medicare and insurance do not fully cover, so they're really looking for help. The good news is that they've already raised over $9,000 in just 20 hours, which is awesome.
Yeah, but it's definitely, if not only can we hit the 15, but maybe go over that. Really show that as comic fans we appreciate the work this guy did, because like it's Defenders, it's Transformers, it's stuff that as kids. Our parents, got like into, and it's what paved the way for them to give us comics. And, the least that we can do is show that, we care enough to keep these guys alive and healthy, I mean, just, it's that time of the season, even if it's not, Christmas time, it's just, we got to show these guys the respect and the care that they should have been shown in their era. But, maybe we can show them that a new generation of comic lovers, do truly appreciate what they did.
Yes, absolutely. And we just clicked over to the GoFundMe page right now, and in one day, 274 people have raised $13,315 of a $15,000 want. Yeah. So obviously, there is a lot of love in the comic community for the heroes that came before. Yeah. And obviously, Don's getting a lot of love there. But if you go to GoFundMe and you search "Help for Artist Don Perlin," you should be able to find it. Mm-hmm. And please, every dollar counts. Obviously,
you can donate whatever you want. Any little bit helps. You don't have to write who you are. You can be anonymous if you want. But just help where you can. And that says a lot, man. That is a large amount to be raised
in one day. That's very impressive. I know a lot of us earlier in the year, when Michelle was having her trouble after her partner passed away, a lot of us went to bat for that and donated to that GoFundMe. And I feel this is, any of you who have done that, who could do it for a close friend, could do it for somebody who's meant so much to the comic book industry.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm not trying to guilt anybody, obviously, or anything like that, but no, it is a worthy cause. Yeah. And we're 100% behind it.
Yes.
And I believe that's all we have for as far as those go. Now, I know that I think that we talked about it a tiny bit on the Drunk Show, but I know that we watched a movie called Mythica.
Yes, which is a Kickstarter based movie. Actually, hold on. Let me go get it.
Dave's in his room getting shit. I'm hungry.
I couldn't find it. It was under the flog and the condoms and all the.
It's under the Angry Dragon.
Under the Angry Dragon, yes. All right. Okay, so. Woo. All right. The movie is called Mythica: A Quest for Heroes. starring Kevin Sorbo. You all know, I don't need to tell you who Kevin Sorbo is, you should know. And Melanie Stone. It is put on by Aerostorm Entertainment. Now, Aerostorm Entertainment is a group that have done a lot of Kickstarter-based fantasy movies. They're really well known for their orcs. Like, their orc costumes are very practical and just beautiful looking. They make you really believe. They've got the Dragon Slayer, the orc movies, Curse of the Dragon Slayer, a lot of different ones. And this is a new project they were working on that they're turning into a full thing. I think right now they're working on the third one. Mm-hmm. I think the Kickstarter might have ended like a month ago, maybe, for the third one. But it is, I believe, in truest form, the best representation of, you know, like your basic beginning D&D campaign put into real life. This was better than the D&D movie. Like,
oh god, yes.
Oh god, yeah, definitely. So the story on the back, this quick little thing: stuck in a life of indentured servitude, Merrick dreams of becoming a wizard. When she meets a beautiful priestess, Tila, Merrick escapes her master and assembles a team of adventurers in an epic journey to help Tila save her sister from a vicious ogre.
I am having flashbacks because I know we did talk about this on the Drunk Show, but we're much more coherent now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we did. But it was a lot better than I would have expected. It did a really great job. It is one of those. It is, I think, the best showcase of the genre for what it is. The acting was really good. The costumes were really good. The CG, whether it be, you know, like, we've said this before, like, sometimes the lower budget CG looks better than the overpriced CG.
Because a lot of times the super overpriced stuff is very, very slick and overpolished.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't, it looks very unreal.
Yeah, and they did a really good job. And I love the design for they did, because, like, with the ogre they had in this, it wasn't your typical flubby-bellied freaking, you know, like, I'm a sumo sit-on-you type ogre. It was like, he looked like Abomination from that last whole, like,
it was very similar,
movie. Like, he was just
jacked
thick,
to the gills,
jacked, and, like, you know, to a early beginning out party of adventurers, that's a scary fucking thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? And their group consisted of a mage, a cleric, a warrior, and a rogue. And they actually played on a lot of, like, fantasy tropes that you see. The cleric's a little arrogant. The rogue is just kind of a douche, but in the best of ways. The warrior is always like, I will protect everybody, and constantly getting his ass handed to him because it's one warrior versus 20 orcs. Yes, and then the main character, Merrick, is a mage, but you find out she is a specific type of mage. She tends to follow the path of necromancy, and not by choice. It's just, it's inherently the magic that is her. And she's hobbled. Her leg is kind of like
born crippled, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was born this way.
She almost got clubfoot.
Yeah, kind of like a clubfoot, and they make a device for her, basically the leg brace. And when, you know, things are brought up about her leg and whether or not it can be fixed, there's a lot of, you know, people making mistakes because it's their first campaign, you know, doing things. Love, kind of, you can see the sparks for characters beginning to have, you know, feelings for other characters. And it's a lot of just good fun. It's your, like, very, you know, level 1 adventurer party story. And that's what they said. You know, I watched the behind the scenes stuff, and they talked about it was very much, you know, this is, in our imagination, what your level 1 quest would be. They had a tavern, which was run by a badass dwarf that I know you loved.
Yeah, the dwarf was fucking awesome.
The scene where some dude's getting lippy and he throws this, like, fucking cull or crawl style blade and it lops the dude's head off. And he's a hard ass.
I love dwarves.
And they said he's going to be in the the rest of the sequels a lot more.
If you like D&D, if you like Sword and Sorcery, if you're a tabletop gamer, or if you're just an RPG gamer in general, you're
just a fantasy nerd. Yeah. This is definitely a movie you can pick it up at. We found it at Walmart for like $10-$12. Definitely worth it. I would say this one, and then at Walmart they have Curse of the Dragon Slayer one as well. Yeah. And that one I would definitely highly suggest as well. It's made by the same company. There's elves and orcs. An amazing movie as well. I would pick them all up. Check out Aerostorm Entertainment, guys. Definitely, they do a lot for the money they get, and they are more true to the essence of what fantasy and gaming is than to try to make it look slick. So I think it's something you guys would like if that's your fancy.
Yes, absolutely.
So, we liked it. And then last night, I got to watch this one. We're not going to talk about it too much because
I want to watch
Todd
it too.
Hasn't seen it yet. But you are going to be getting a review of the movie Maggie with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Abigail Breslin. And I'm just going to go ahead and say, damn. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to tell you if that's a good damn or it's a bad damn.
Yes, I'm excited to see it.
Just damn.
Now, I wanted to talk about this separately from the other Kickstarter stuff because this is more about something that I already know at this point that I specifically will be donating to. Yep. Bob Sally will be getting my money. But this is the Salvagers issue number 5 Kickstarter. Salvagers 1 through 4 downloaded on Comixology. Absolutely fucking awesome. I mean, it instantly created a fan after reading the first 2 issues. And to the point where I'm, spreading it around and trying to get other people to read it too. And my other podcasting partner from Geek Dig, Clint, I just talked him into reading it. He just downloaded the first 2 issues and immediately is into it as well. And I think that we're actually going to have Bob on Geek Dig as well. And I'm going to try to get Bob back on the Todd Files with one of the artists from the book to talk about the Kickstarter when it goes live. But it actually goes live in just a few days, January 4th. It goes from January 4th to February 2nd. And I will, like I said, I will be donating to this.
Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, Bob already knows this. I've said it many, many times now. He will be getting paid by me, and it will be mine. I missed out on the Kickstarters for the last issues, and I'm not going to miss out again. There's some amazing stuff going on. He hasn't released what all of the prize levels or pledge levels are, but I know that the pop style figures they got done of tier for the first one, they're actually coming back with those again, and 10 backer limit on them. And I've heard that one of the other characters is getting a pop as well. And I think it's Brigby.
Yeah,
which is I think pretty much almost everybody's favorite character.
Yeah, pretty much.
Brigby is kind of the guy. So I fucking cannot wait. Like, I will probably be making a painfully large donation to this Kickstarter.
Does somebody want some pops? Does somebody want some pops?
That too, but I just really want to support it because it's so fucking good. Like, there's so much stuff that, like, there's so many Kickstarters, unfortunately, that went by this year because of financial issues that I just could not back. But I'm going to do my damnedest to back every project that I believe in this time.
Yeah.
And
whether it just be like $5 or $10 something, we'll try to,
I'm going to absolutely start with Salvagers.
Yeah.
With all the stuff that we're trying to do this year and all the, expanding that we're trying to do, and with what a friend that Independent Comics has been to this show and our family of shows, it's time to give back a little, and that's what we want to do. We try to give back as much as we can in a non-monetary way. But I like to actually be able to give back in a monetary way this time, and I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure that happens. So, January 4th, 2016 through February 2nd, 2016, Salvagers, The Wreck Raiders, number 5. It's the start of a new 4-issue arc. So everybody check that out, and you can go to Bob Sally's Facebook page for more. You can go to the Salvagers page on Facebook, or you can go to, I think it's @Salvagers on Twitter. Yeah. As well. So I am very excited about that. Cannot fucking wait, to be honest with you. There's a couple comics that we have coming up the pike that I know a couple people have asked me, when are we going to review a new book? We have at least 2 right now that have been submitted to us that we haven't got a chance to get to because of scheduling, but we are going to be reviewing a new book here soon.
Yeah.
And I can't even hope to dream that it's going to be as good of an experience reviewing something else as it was reviewing Old Wounds and how much, we got from that. But I really am looking forward to getting into heavily reviewing a new book.
Sweet.
So that's basically, I think, all we have for this kind of shorter, truncated episode. Since we already did the Christmas episode this week, we didn't want to have a huge, long, drug out sort of thing. And we're also going to be doing, of course, the New Year's episode, which I believe we're going to be trying to do video and audio.
Yeah, we're going to do a show, and we're going to try to put together some video. It may not be a lot. It's not. I can definitely tell you it's not going to be a show worth like an hour.
Not,
but you are going to see some drunken.
I'm sure you're going to see some drunks.
Some drunken bearded beasts.
Now, I'll ask you one question, sir, before the end of the show, and I'm putting you on the spot.
What's up?
Because we're sober now, and we have had time to collect our gifts that we had gotten individually, things like that, and find what was your most favorite gift that you got this year so far.
That is hands down. I got a Kyle Migo. Kyle Migo is the win for me.
Awesome.
I love Kyle Rayner, and it's the original version Kyle with the 90s suit, and it comes with the lantern. And I've got the Hal Migo, and I've got the I don't know if I would call them Migos, but like the Marvel Migo-ish type ones I had, and I've got Thor from that. There's a few other from the Marvel set that I wanted to get, but I got Kyle, and that for me is my always Green Lantern pinnacle figure. Will always be Kyle. Like Hal's cool, but Kyle's my win. So
absolutely,
yes, that's my favorite.
Mine was actually a tie, because it's basically because it's the same thing.
Yeah, I was say it's the same.
But I got two Silent Bobs. One was the Migo version of Blunt Man, which from you, and that was awesome.
We got each other Migos.
We did get each other Migos, which is funny because we usually don't like Migos at all.
Yeah, superhero Migos.
It's excellent. He's got a shiny purple coat, and he's fucking sexy. He's already up on the shelf. I actually had to do some hard decision making because my shelf that has my Jay and Silent Bob kind of stuff on it, and it has my Mystery Funko minis, also used to have Lego mini guys on it because I like Lego figures, but
they had to go.
They've been packed away because space is at a premium.
Yeah.
So that was the one, and the other one was the Diamond Select black and white Silent Bob from the original Clerks that the original Basement Babe got me. Now, of course, we haven't spent Christmas with our families or anything like yet, but those are our favorite gifts for the time being. And I don't know, those will be some tough ones to top.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody can top it.
Yeah, I don't see it happening.
I don't see it getting top.
I don't see it happening.
I love Silent Bob. The entire time that Clint and we had to record Geek Dig twice because there were some audio issues the first time, which really is unfortunate because we got to do it with his two co-hosts from the Green Up podcast, which is a gaming podcast that he does. And Teddy and I think Sean were absolutely fucking awesome and hilarious, and it was a great show. And unfortunately, just because of audio issues, it did not come about. But we're going to try to do one at some point later on. But during that one and during the one that we recorded just by ourselves for the year end show, I was steadily playing with the Silent Bob action figures the entire recording time for both of them.
I haven't taken my Kyle out of the package.
Oh, I took mine out of the fucking package. I want
to, but I'm like holding. Now, the other one that you got me immediately came out of the package.
It was the animated Aquaman.
From the...
was the Throne of Atlantis?
Throne of Atlantis one, because I got the Green Lantern one from the Justice League War, and they're the same animation, and they look awesome together. I got to get the Shazam.
Yeah.
And that'll be the trifecta I want.
I mean, we both got a lot of cool presents. Those are just kind of the ones that hit us the best way, I would say.
Yeah.
Because, man, those are like anything Kevin is kind of the pinnacle for me usually, and of course Green Lantern is for you. Yeah. But now comes the time of the show where we shill our asses off.
Dance, monkey. Dance.
I tried to do. I actually listened back to the shilling I did on the drunk show, and it's absolutely fucking hilarious.
It is.
And of course, I laugh at my own jokes anyway when I listen back to the show. But me extremely hammered trying to shill and get websites and Twitters and all that shit.
It's fucking hilarious.
It is absolutely fucking stupid. Like I was a fool to attempt this, but. If you like what you heard today on the Basement Fodder podcast, you can always find information about us and blog postings and links to both this show and the Todd Files on our brand new website, thebasementofdoom.wordpress.com. You can always find us on Twitter at Basement Fodder. You can find us on Facebook under a myriad of things. Todd of Basement Fodder, Dave of Basement Fodder, the original Basement Babe Victoria, Basement Fodder Podcast, the Basement of Doom, which is actually a place now that you can like, and we can say that you were there. And, of course, if you like what you hear from me on all those shows, you can listen to me also on the Geek Dig podcast with my co-host, the Vengeful Jedi himself, Clint Teal, where we talk about gaming and comics, and he talks about Star Wars, and I pretend to listen. So,
Yeah.
And that's basically going to wrap it up for 2015 for the Basement Fodder podcast. Is there anything you want to say to the folks for the end of the year?
Okay, well, we are working on some new ideas for Dave's calendar. You know, some new poses. Some new. I've been looking up some new, some new outfits. Sarah, that's for you. You're gonna love it. I'm gonna show you my cosplay capabilities. It's gonna be great. And then just wanted to let you guys know I got some ideas racking around in the head. You may see a show, not anytime soon, but down the line, you might see a show from me, starring just me, and maybe somebody else. I don't know. It depends. But so you guys might not get rid of me just that easy. So yeah, that's about it.
Well, I will say for those of you guys who have asked, yes, we are still planning on doing It Came From Netflix as a separate show.
Yep.
It is going to be after the first of the year. And then also, yes, we are still planning on doing Squared Circle Jerks. We're basically looking for the exact format right now, whether it's going to be a permanent co-host with us or a revolving co-host. So we haven't really decided on that yet.
Yeah.
But we're going to be doing those things. I want to say a huge, huge thank you to everybody who listens to the show.
Love you guys. Butt rubs.
Butt rubs to everybody, especially to the ladies.
For all the ladies.
To try to go into a list of names would just be ridiculous. But everybody who has been there for us, and of course, since she's not here with us right now, I have to say a huge thank you to Vicky, the original Basement Babe. There could not be a better,
Man, she could chill.
number 3.
Like tomorrow.
There could not be a better number 3 to our group than Victoria. She's been with us since day one, first as a fan and a friend, and now as a big part of the show, as big a part as she can be. Yeah. And hopefully, if plans go well and she gets to move closer, then she might even become a bigger part of the show, which will be really great.
That would be awesome.
Expanding. I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Festivus, Robonica, whatever the fuck you want to celebrate. I hope you guys all enjoy
Festivus. It all needs to be Festivus.
When we make our announcement and we move to our new network home, I hope everybody comes with us, and I hope that new folks will get to hear the show for the first time. And if so, please don't listen to the Christmas episodes first. Or do.
And if you're new, I got to go ahead and tell you, yes, I am like this in person.
yes, he is.
Yeah. So don't think it's just, he's just like that on the show. No, he's not.
So, for one last time, in the Basement of Doom for 2015, I'm Todd.
I'm Dave. And suck it, 2015!
And until next time, the basement door is closed. You've been listening to a Basement of Doom production. To find out more about Basement of Doom Productions and all of its family of shows, please check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/basementfodder and on Twitter @basementfodder.